Hello everyone, welcome to the reading. This reading will be for Kourtney Kardashian and Kim Kardashian. Before I begin, let me just say that this reading is going to be about just like random things as far as like if Kim is jealous of Kourtney and how they feel about particular things, just like little gossip shit that I've been hearing. So I'm going to just ask questions and see what flips out. So, let's see. Is Kim jealous of Kourtney's new attention since hooking up with this Travis guy? Too many cards, but she's definitely her feelings about something. It's kind of funny because it's like the cards that were shown while I was shuffling. One minute she feels a particular way, then the next minute she feels another way, is what's being shown. But yeah, she's definitely in her feelings about sort of like Kourtney having all this new attention. Like if you look at this guy here, he's like, hey, look at me. Like he wants to do the most. And the fact that this is the Wheel of Fortune, it's showing me this is what she's going to be doing. So, you might see her sort of like getting into new relationships, working on new projects, trying to like have people look at her, like she's going to be doing the most. So let's see, how does Kourtney feel about Kim being jealous of her at this current moment? Okay, so this is face down, so this is her emotions. Kourtney is ruthless at this moment. Kourtney wants revenge. She's kind of just like, you've been saying things like people are not interested in me and shit like that. So at this moment, all this attention and all this shit, it's kind of just like she's proving a point. Kourtney is trying to prove a point. She's like, okay, I'm not interesting. Well, watch me become interesting. So she feels good about it. She's definitely like enjoying the fact that Kim is a little bit uncomfortable with the attention that she's getting. Most definitely. And that the fact that this is a dragon too, and it's a King of Cups. This is showing me that she's even going to be strategizing to get more attention. So that's interesting. So let's see. What's their overall energy with each other? It seems like they have a complicated relationship for sure, just from what I've seen. So this is a religious lady, but this is interesting though. The fact that this is the Empress, and then you can see like the 3 right here. It's like they work together because they're family. You know what I mean? Because like I said, this is a situation of like this lady, she's supposed to be like a religious figure and all that. So it's kind of just like, that's how they see each other as. It's kind of just like something they have to do. You know how they say things like honor thy mother and all that stuff like that? This is that type of vibe. It's kind of just like, I'm not tripping off of her, but the fact that, we're family and all that shit, it's kind of just like, I have to work with her. You know what I mean? And the fact that this is all about like growth and shit, especially because of the nature of this card, it's always about, sort of just like abundance, trying to grow shit, working together, you know what I mean? Like contracts, shit like that. So it's kind of just like their relationship, it's like a business situation. Like I'm not getting love. It's more kind of just like a loyalty. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like, okay, we're family, so that's what it is. So that's interesting. So let's see, how does Kourtney feel about Kim being single? Or rather, let me rephrase that. How does Kourtney feel about Kim being divorced or going through a divorce? Because I don't even know if it's final. But how does Kourtney feel about that? This is one of the cards that kind of like peeked through while I was shuffling for Kim. Kind of like, this is what I was talking about, like that two-faced energy, like 1 minute, like they feel one way, then the next. So it's kind of just like, it's that same energy with her. It's kind of just like, one minute she's happy. She's like, okay, that's what you get. Then the next minute she's kind of just like on Kim's side. She's kind of just like, like, why did this have to go down? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess she's mad at Kanye for whatever reason. Like, she blames him or something. So it's kind of like, one minute she feels good about it, then the next she feels bad about it. This is actually interesting because it's informing her on what she wants her situation to be like. You know what I mean? Because the Fool is always about a new start and all that. So it's kind of just like she's been very observant of, I guess, her sister's relationship. So it's kind of just like, she's like breaking down, like, okay, this doesn't work in a relationship. Okay, this works and shit like that. Like, she's more kind of just like, what this energy is showing me, it's more of like she's looking at what's happening with Kim to inform her about her own situation. You know what I mean? At the same time, she has some sort of like sadistic streak. So I don't know like what's her vibe. I'm kind of like I don't know her zodiac sign at all, but I'm kind of getting like a Cancer sort of vibe. It's kind of just like Kourtney has deep emotions. And, when you have deep emotions, emotions can be very complicated and shit. So it's kind of just like the complicated situation is like the sadistic nature that she has about it. So it's kind of just like, yeah, she's not happy about what's happening with Kim, but then like I said, like one minute she's feeling a particular way, and then when she does like enjoy that particular emotion of kind of just like, that's what you get, bitch, it's just showing me like she's basically in that sort of sadistic vibe. Like she enjoys seeing Kim like all fucked up. You know what I mean? What this is showing me though, it's like the relationship is complicated. So I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like Kim hurt her. I don't know how. I don't know if it's because she was just like, you're not interesting, but I don't think that's enough to hurt someone. But this is showing me kind of like a vindictive sort of like energy, like a vibe or something. And it's kind of just like, it could be justified too, is what I'm seeing. It's kind of like, she could do more, I guess, to try and make Kim feel a particular way. But I'm kind of getting the vibe of like, you deal with it, you do it. So it's kind of like she's in that vibe because she's not trying to extend her energy. She's like withholding her energy. She's not even trying to like get her hands dirty. You know what I mean? But it's funny because it's caught my eye. Like you see the hands kind of being out. It's kind of just like, that family vibe again. It's like, yeah, she's not going to be completely dirty. You know what I mean? And she's going to be like decent because she does have loyalty. So I'm not seeing like a ruthless energy, but it's kind of like almost like a shallow type of love. So it's like, it's there and it's legit, but it's not like she's really trying to go out her way to console Kim. Like, is what I'm seeing. So that's interesting. This card is actually giving me a lot of vibes. So it's kind of just like, I want to just pick up the energy and shit. It's like, I'm also seeing that it's like she wants to fuck him up too at the same time, which is funny. Like with this bowl and this red, I'm kind of getting like a Mars type of vibe or energy. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like she has wrath too that she wants to sort of like send towards Kim. Because it's like, again, I'm getting like that strong sort of like Cancer sort of energy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she have deep emotions, so she understands empathy and all that shit. But then she's kind of like, fuck that shit. Like, you did something to me. So it's kind of just like, bitch, I don't like you. But then it's just like, but okay, we're family. So here, if you have something like you need or something, I'll help you. And then that's just it. Like, it's kind of just like, I'm getting the vibe, like, let's say Kim was like on the couch crying or something, and then she came into the room and she was just like, Kim, you know we're sisters. If like you need me, I'm here for you. And then she just leaves. She doesn't give her a hug or anything like that. Like, I'm getting that type of vibe. Like, so that's interesting. So let's look deeper into this. How does Kim feel about Travis Barker? Okay, that was quick. She actually likes him. Believe it or not, that's actually interesting. You know, she feels like he's a good match. You know, I'm also seeing it's like she feels that he's a good match for the family. You know what I mean? I'm also getting they have like a good sort of like talking relationship. So kind of like when they're around each other, you know, she's not like silent or it's kind of just like awkward. You know, I get like, you know, they communicate. So that's good. You know, and it's kind of funny because it's like this guy's presence, for whatever reason, is like bringing an energy of like the air of change. So it's like funny. It's kind of like this whole Kourtney situation is kind of like sparking an energy in Kim at the same time. So it's like, yeah, Kim is a little bit hating on the situation, but it's like she's empowered by it too. It's kind of making her like, you know, I want my own attention, you know, and I want my own guy, and I want my own situation. But this is showing that, you know, she definitely feels good about this guy. You know, she doesn't seem to have any issues with him. So let's see, what else can I ask? I know this is about Kim and Kourtney, but I'm gonna like expand it. How does Kris, the mother, feel about Travis? Okay, that was quick. This is funny, you know, she definitely sees it as something that she can capitalize on. You know, obviously I know like that's the reputation of mom and stuff, and it definitely shows in this card. Like, you see how like this dude, this lady or guy, he's like, you know, looking at like these cups and shit. It's kind of just like, okay, this will do well. Like, you know what I mean? It's kind of just like she's getting like sort of like voices in her head and shit. Like, okay, like we can do this with him, we could do that. Like, she's getting ideas and shit. You know, and these ideas, like if you look out this window, you know, it's like fruit and plants and shit. So it's kind of like she's getting ideas of like abundance. So I know they said their show is finished. You know, I don't know how that like works or anything like that. I don't know if they have any other shows or what, or even if this has to be related to a show. But the mom definitely sees like this relationship as something that she can work with. You know, she feels actually good about it. So that's interesting. Let's see. How does Kylie feel about Travis? All right. She's dealing with her own shit. With this hangman energy, this is funny. It's kind of like almost, she's not even trying to like get caught up in that energy. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say like hating, but it's almost like if you have your own problems and shit, you know, you see someone doing good, but you're going through your own shit, you know, you're not in it. Like, let's say if you don't hate the person, you know, you're not hating on them and you're not like fucked up or anything, but it's kind of just like you're just focused on your own shit. Like, she's focused on her own problems and her own shit. Like, I did a reading for her, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday, and yeah, it was showing that she's going through her shit, you know, and that's what's showing here. So let's see, how does Khloe feel about Travis? Okay, that was quick. Again, this is funny. Khloe's going through her own problems, you know. I don't know if she has kids, which is funny, believe it or not. Like, I don't even know if she has kids. But it's funny, it's like almost like she's taking care of her own kids or her own family, but it's like she has her own issues. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like that whole barefoot and pregnant and domestic work and all that. Like, that's what's coming up. It's kind of just like she has her own shit she has going on. Like, she's not even focused on sort of like what they have going on. So that's interesting. So let's see, what else can I ask? It's funny because I just do this at random at this moment. I should have questions prepared, but let's see, what's a good question? Let's see how the brother feels. What's his name? What is the guy's name? I'm trying to think. It's kind of just like I have their like Valley Girl accent voice and shit in my head, like saying each other's names, like Kim, Kourtney. But I'm trying to like get them to say the guy's name. Fuck, I don't even know his name. But how does the brother feel about this situation? Okay, well, the brother has a lot of shit going on. These are cards that fell out just like this. I'm not gonna look at these. I mean, I guess there's not a lot of cards, so I'll look at it. The brother, he's feeling impoverished. And it's not because of like the obvious, how like the family's kind of, I guess, shady towards him. It doesn't really support his sort of like business ideas and shit. It kind of seems like he's left out in the cold as far as that goes. Which is funny because it's like, I'm going to do a reading on that next actually. Like, what's up with the mom and that? Because it's like the mom helped everyone else come up, but it's like all she can do for him is socks and shit like that. And I don't even know if she was responsible for the reality show. It kind of seems like they just picked it up because of who he is. But it's kind of funny because it's like, how come the mom didn't help him? It almost makes me think, does the mom have something against like the men in the family? Like the dad? Like, does the mom feel a particular way about the dad? So like, it's like she's taking it out on the son. Kind of like only the ladies like can get money and can get success and shit, but you're gonna be dependent on me and I'm just gonna give you money and that's gonna be what it is. Like, it's funny. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, yeah, he's in the energy of feeling impoverished. You know, so this is kind of showing me too, like he's left out in the cold. You know, so this is showing me like they're not even fucking with him either. You know what I mean? It's like, I know this is a church, but it's like he's left out like the house and shit. So they're not even close with him. You know, with this devil card, is showing me, you know, he definitely feels like spiteful. And it's funny because it's like, I don't even think he's spiteful. Like, I don't think he cares, like, how, like, the females would, like, oh, Kourtney's getting attention. It's kind of just like he's disgusted with the whole situation. Like, you know, so he's definitely sending the evil eye towards his people's way. So this has to do with his emotions because they're face down. So let's start with this one. Yeah, with the Magician, he's trying to make something work for himself. You know, it's kind of like, it's kind of sad too what I'm picking up. It's like I'm picking up that sort of like Cinderella vibe. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like he's desperate. You know, he wants sort of like the Wheel of Fortune and like be in his favor type of vibe. You know, this is also showing me he's trying to work on something himself. But, you know, he definitely feels down and out. And it's related to, because his family, I don't know, I went dumb for a second. But yeah, he feels this way because of his family, basically. Let's look at this situation. Yeah, this is funny. He definitely has a shit list. You know how they say you can't make the cards up? Like, you see the imagery, right, in this shit. Like, it's deep. Like, with this Nine of Wands here. Now, again, remember how I said he was left out the house? You see, he's still outside. You know, this is female. This is his vibe. He's left outside. And it's kind of just like he has a shit list. This would be symbolic of the shit list. It's like he wants to see all these people be fucked up. You know what I mean? It's kind of just like he has his little voodoo doll. So he's definitely just like, that's me being silly, by the way. I don't know if that's a voodoo doll, but it's kind of just like, he's like, fuck you guys. Like, he wants the worst for them. So let's see what's happening here. This is the last card. Yeah, he's just, he definitely has an issue with them, you know, like when they're happy about sort of like their success, what they have going on in their life, you know, he becomes vindictive. And it's kind of just like he wants to see people lose like their head and shit. Like he's just like, fuck y'all. So yeah, he definitely has wrath towards them. And should I leave it here? Yeah, I'm actually going to leave it here. I think that's very interesting, you know. I'm definitely going to look into this family further, different shit, but this was actually enjoyable. Thank you for watching. Also, if you'd like to have a reading with me, that information will be in the description box. And yeah, definitely, if you made it this far, most definitely press the thumbs up button. Support the channel, all that good shit. And thank you for watching.